guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm looking a little crazy, but we did this look today, this little rainbow eye using the Colourpop Fade into Hue palette. It's so pretty if I can open it. Hello, oh my god. Gorgeous. Literally, almost all these shades are on my eye. Let me count. 1, 2, 3. 13 shades out of 30. So half? I am a dropout. I don't know how to do math. But yeah, if you want to see how I did this, you can keep watching. Okay, so I already brushed through my brows and I filled them in slightly with the Glossier Brow Flick in the shade Brown, just the little tail ends of it, and we're gonna set it later on. And I carved them out a little bit and prepped my eyes for the palette with concealer. This is the Born to Glow Radiant Concealer. I used it in the shade Fair. It's the lightest shade in the range, in case anyone is similar to my skin tone or whatever. And the brush I used was this It Cosmetics Essential Concealer brush. I tried it for the first time and I liked it. It was really soft. I'm probably going to use it later to apply my concealer under my eyes as well. But yeah, so we're just going to get into it. This is the palette. It's so cute. It's all pastel. I love it. There's no mirror. It just says Colourpop at the top. And then this is what it looks like. Yeah, it looks really fun. The only complaint, I've watched a lot of reviews and stuff on it, and pretty much the only complaint I saw was that there's no red shade, which I completely understand. I would have loved if this was a red row instead of pink, and then they could have kept just this pressed glitter and this shade here, and maybe even this one or this one, just a few of the mattes. But if they could have made this Paradise shade a red, it looks red on camera, but it's actually a pink color. Oh my god, and you'll see that I just dropped it. Oh no, oh my god, I'm the worst. I dented a few of the shades. I'm sad. Okay, whatever. So yeah, we're just gonna get started. I'm gonna do a split rainbow look. So I'm gonna do the warm tones on this shade and the cool tones on this. If you go to my Instagram, see when I post pictures and stuff of the look, it's probably gonna be reversed. It's gonna look like I did it backwards, but the way you would see it in person, it's gonna be the right way. So yeah, I'm done babbling already. Let's just get into it. So I'm going to start with the warm side. So I'm taking the Morphe X Nikita N5 brush. It's a little precise, pointed little blender brush. And I'm going to take the shade Big Smile. It's this top yellow shade right here. I like Colourpop's formula when they do the matte with the little sequins in it. When they're on your eye, they're basically matte. You can't even see the sequins. But for some reason, I feel they just blend better. And I really enjoy them. So yeah, I'm just taking some on the brush and tapping off the excess. And I'm going to bring my mirror a little closer. And yeah, so we're just going to start with, I'm tapping out any creases that might have formed. We're going to start with this in this inner third of the eye. And that's a nice yellow shade. The sparkle does stay there a little bit, but it mostly blends out. But I like the sparkle. There is some kickback in the pan as well. I'm going in with a second layer just to intensify it a little bit. But there is some kickback in the pan. I don't mind it, but in case you're wondering, there is some. So yeah, now that we have that, and I'm gonna basically bring it pretty high up because we're gonna cut the crease, so I bring it up basically to my brow. So yeah, then I'm gonna take the Morphe M441 brush. It just has some leftover transition shade on it, but I'm gonna take the shade Art Deco, which is the same vibe as, oh my god, I can't hold about it. The same vibe as the yellow, but it's this orange right here, so it's the same matte with those sequins. but it's just orange. Do you guys say orange or orange? I say orange. But we're just gonna do the same thing, applying it in the center third of the eye. It's basically the same thing on both eyes, just different colors. I'm going in with a second layer, even though you really don't need to. Like, you can see how pigmented these are. I'm barely touching my eye right now, blending. But yeah, I just want to blend these two shades together nicely. And I'm just gonna go back a little bit with that yellow, and just blend more. I had a very late start to my day today. It's like 3 o'clock, I think. I didn't put music on. Whatever. You guys just have to deal with my music. I don't even know if you can hear music. Normally I just put music on like when I do my makeup and stuff. Like in the background. But what am I saying? Oh, I have a very late start to my day. This is the SL Miss Glam L34 Blend Beauty brush. I don't know. It has some pink left on it, which is perfect. So I'm going to take this shade Atelier. I don't know how to pronounce it, but it's the same like matte with the shimmer pink. And we're just going to apply this on the outer third of the eye. But anyway, so I had a very late start to the day. I had really bad like cramps this morning, and I was just not having it. I think it's like 3 o'clock right now, or 3:30, I don't even know. But yeah, so I was just lying in bed like watching YouTube and stuff and like eating crackers because I was just not having it. Warm tones always blend so nicely together. I'm going back a little bit with that orange just to blend the pink and the orange together a little bit better. So pretty. Again, it would have been nice if this was a red shade instead, but I still like the pink. It's just more like a little sunset instead of a rainbow, but it's still really pretty. And then just to deepen up that outer corner a little bit, I'm going to take the Morphe M456 brush. A lot of these brushes are just stained with these rainbow colors. I really need to go through and wash like all my brushes, but whatever. I'm going to take this bottom shade called Paradise, and this is like, I think it's pretty much all matte, but I'm just going to deepen up this outer corner here and keep it a little bit lower than that other pink shade, just to add some depth. And then when we cut the crease, we'll go back in with this brush to blend out the little harsh line from the concealer that we'll have. But I really like the way this looks so far. I'm going back with that brush that we used with the other pink with no more product on it. Just whatever's left on the brush, and I'm just blending it a little bit so it's not as harsh. And we're going to take a makeup wipe when we're done and clean this up, so don't worry about it being really messy. So yeah, now we're going to move on to this eye. I'm going to take the Morphe X Nikita N3 brush. This one is a little bit more pointed than the other Nikita brush that I used, and I'm taking the shade Dyed Up. It's this green right here, and this is an all matte shade, and we're going to do the same thing we did with that yellow, keeping it, I'm going to tap out any little creases, but keeping it just in this inner third. This is really nice. I saw a few videos where people said this green wasn't as pigmented, but I think it's pretty pigmented. So yeah, this is, I'm really, oh my god, I'm hitting everything. I'm really enjoying this palette so far. It's a nice colorful palette. I'm excited to use the pressed glitters. I love glitter, especially pressed glitter. I actually don't really like normal glitter because it's just too messy for me, and like pigments, I'd much rather just use my finger and have it be a pressed glitter. It's so much easier. Okay, perfect. Moving on to the blue. I'm taking this Morphe like fluffy brush and the shade Watermark. It's this blue right here. It's one of those mattes with the sequins. And yeah, we're just going to add this to the inner, well, no, this would be the inner third. This is like the center third of the lid. And we're gonna go back in with that green to make sure it's not totally lost. Just a little bit of the green. And blend those two. I'm doing a mixture, like mainly when I first apply a shade, I'm going in little circular motions. And then when I go in and try to blend two shades together, I'm doing more of like a windshield wiper back and forth motion to kind of help just blend the two together. Moving on to purple, I'm taking that Morphe M433, but this is a different one than I used before. And I'm taking the shade Majestic. It's this all matte purple right here. And doing the same thing that we did with that pink shade and just keeping it on this outer third and blending it in with the blue. Again, you could be as messy as you want because we're going to clean it up after and create a sharp edge. I took notes from my last video and I'm doing my eyes first so I can be a little bit messier. I find that when I do more colorful looks, they come out better when I do my eyes first because I'm not so worried about the corners and I can just get a better blend and it's not as harsh and I get a better shape that I want. So yes, I'm going back in with that watermark blue shade and just bringing that back and blending it in with the purple. I really like the way this is looking. Cool. Okay, now we're gonna go in with the Morphe by Jaclyn Hill JH40 brush. I'm telling you the brushes that I'm using because I'm using a different brush for each shade because I just don't like when like the shades get like muddy together. So yeah, if you don't care about the brushes, you don't really have to pay attention to that part. But yeah, so I'm taking this little brush and the shade Zeitgeist. I don't really know how to pronounce it. It's this all matte purple down here. And I'm doing the same thing that we did with that darker pink where we're just going to keep it a little bit lower and add some depth to this outer corner. And again, we'll go back in after we cut the crease and blend that edge of the concealer out. But for now, we're just making it a little bit deeper here. And then going back in with that M433 with nothing extra on it and just blending the edges. I love this. I love the way this is looking. I think I want to add a tiny more blue. I literally did like the lightest little dip ever. And I'm also keeping my hand closer to the end of the brushes to get a lighter hand on it. Taking a little bit more green. Well, this one I'm actually holding a little bit closer. But yeah, where you hold the brush will have an effect on how like strong of a hold you have on it. So if you're holding it more out here, you're getting it a little bit more fluffy, a lighter blend. And then if you hold the brush here, you're gonna get a lot more pigment. So yeah, just a little fun fact. So yeah, maybe I'll add a little bit more yellow to kind of match the intensity of the green. I'm just gonna cut the crease. Yeah, I don't know why I was having trouble saying that. I'm just taking some of that concealer onto the back of my hand. And this Morphe M224 little flat brush. And I'm just going to cut the crease. I'm gonna do, like, I'm gonna end it like about here. So it's like a half cut crease. I'm just gonna look up a little bit so you could see where the line should be. And then I'm kind of just like pressing where I want the line to be and then dragging down. And then kind of just making that little shape and then blending the edges a little bit with my finger so it's not as harsh. Yeah, I like the way that looks, I think. I'm gonna add a tiny bit more blue up here. And I'm gonna do the same thing on the other eye. So I'm gonna draw a little spot and look up. Okay, I think I tried to get them as even as I can. I don't know how much more even they'll get, but that's what we're working with. So now I'm just gonna take a little bit of that Paradise shade, that matte little pink, and just try to blend these edges of where the concealer is. Like that. And I'm gonna take this Morphe X Nikita N2 brush. It's a little like flat packer shader kind of brush. And that darker matte purple and blend the edges for this eye. Just like that. Perfect. Okay. Now we can do some shimmer on the eyes to go underneath the glitters. So I'm going to take the Morphe X Nikita N1 brush. It's a little flat shader, kind of more like dense for shimmers. And I'm gonna take the shade Fantasyland, which is this pink one. I'm gonna try it first without wetting my brush with setting spray and see how I like it. It might be one of those shades that goes better with your finger. I'm gonna use this on the warm toned side. It's pretty. It's a nice little wash. I'm gonna use it with some setting spray though. This is the L'Oreal Lumi Shake and Glow Dew Mist that I also like to use when I set my face. So I'm just squirting that a little bit. I put it on my brush first and then I squirted it with the setting spray. And yeah, that looks better. And then I'm going to take the Luxie 245 small shader and the shade Express, which is the purple shimmer shade. And I'm gonna get it on my brush first and then spray it with that setting spray. This shade is really pretty. And then I'm just gonna blend that edge on the cool toned side a little bit. Okay, cool. Now we can do some pressed glitters. I'm going to take, on the warm side, this one called So Precious. I might go in with the shade Lucky Charm if this one isn't chunky enough. But I'm gonna take this on my finger and I'm just like patting into the palette to pick it up. Yeah, this one's more of like a pressed pigment and the other ones are like pressed chunky glitters. But this one is still really pretty. But I think I'm gonna go in with that Lucky Charm shade, the yellow pressed glitter, just because it's a little bit chunkier and it'll match better with the one that I'm gonna use on the cool toned side. I'm kind of taking it on my finger and then I'm like patting and kind of like tugging a little bit to make sure it gets placed on there nicely. And then just like lightly tapping it over where we connected those shadows. Cool, that looks really good. Now I'm gonna take the blue pressed glitter in the shade Kaleidoscope right here. This one is so pretty. The blue one, oh my god. These are so pretty. Cool, 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 cool. Okay, so now I'm going to clean up the under eyes and stuff. I'm going to do my face. I'm like so low. I'm gonna do my face. I'm going to set my brows, apply mascara to my top lashes, and then we'll come back to the lower lash line. What is this? Why am I gonna blank? My waterline eyeliner. I don't know why I'm drawing a blank. Some lower lash mascara, lips, and setting spray, and then we'll be done. So I'm gonna go off camera, do that, and come. Okay, I'm back and I'm loving how this is looking. Do you see that little hair just fly by? Okay, well anyway, this is what the look looks like. So far, I'm in love. So let's finish it up so I'm even more in love. We're gonna do the lower lash line. So I'm gonna take that brush we used with that deeper pink shade called Paradise, and just take it right on the very tip of it and just continue that down the outer third of my lower lash line, just like that. And then we're gonna take the Morphe M152 brush, this little flat brush, and that Art Deco shade, which was the orange we used, and just blend that on the center lower lash line part. It's literally, we're mirroring what we did on the top. Another M152 brush, but with that yellow shade. And we're gonna just kind of connect it to that inner corner. So pretty. I'm living for this look. Oh my god. Okay, calm down, Sarah. Going back in with that brush that we used on the top with that deeper purple shade, and just continuing it, and we're connecting it to this upper lid there. I'm going to take the Joa eyeshadow brush, this little flat one, to use with that blue watermark shade. I'm mentioning these brushes too, these are good brushes to use on your lower lash line for any look, not just this look, because they're small enough to get in there. And then I'm going to take the Morphe X Nikita N6 brush to use with that dyed up shade, which was the green. And just making sure the edges are good. Oh my god, loving this. Going in with a little bit more of that blue. There we go, perfect. Then we can do some inner corner highlight. I'm gonna take the Colourpop Super Shock Cheek. It's a pearlized formula in the shade Flexitarian. This is one of like the cult Colourpop Super Shock Cheek things. It's very intense, and I'm taking the Morphe M431 brush. It's a little pencil brush. I always use this to highlight my nose and stuff. I don't really highlight my face anymore, but I'm just gonna take some of this and apply it to my inner corners. Like, look how intense. Crazy. I'm obsessed. So good. Oh my god, I'm living for this look. Okay, now we can do some pencil liner on the waterline. This little brush, liner roll was like launched alongside the palette. It's the Color Me Obsessed Creme Gel Liner Roll. So it looks like a little brush roll, but it actually has a bunch of liners in it. And I don't have any of these shades from Colourpop. So I'm excited to try them, but I'm going to be boring and use the white one today, just so we've got a lot going on here. So yeah, this one is in the shade Exit. It's just white, and oh, it has a nice little tip on it. I'm just going to apply this to my waterline. Oh, I'm living. I've done a rainbow kind of look like this before, where I did like the red, like the warms on one side and the blues on the other. But living for this one. I think what's doing it for me is the pressed glitter. I'm obsessed, like obsessed. Okay, so now we can just do lower lash mascara. I'm using the Benefit Bad Gal Bang. That's what I use on the upper lashes as well. And this is my first time trying it. This is what the applicator looks like. I'm obsessed with it. I really like it. I wasn't expecting to like it this much, but I do. So yeah, I'm just gonna add a little bit of this to the lower lashes. Just a little bit. Maybe a lot. Whatever. Ooh, a glitter got on there. I'm literally obsessed. I'm obsessed. No, I smeared that mascara. Whatever, I don't think you can really see it. Okay, so now we just have lips. I'm gonna use the Essence Stay 8-Hour Lip Liner. It's waterproof and it has a little sharpener on the end. And it's in the shade Because Duh. And I'm just gonna line my lips. I love the shade. I've been using it for a while now, but I just repurchased it because I used all of my other one. But I really like this shade. I actually think the sharpener is in the lid. Oh no, it's down here. But it's a little retractable. I love retractables. And so I line them, but I'm just kind of filling them in a little bit on the edges. And then I'm gonna use a gloss. I've tried these before, but this is a new shade to me. They're the Maybelline Lifter glosses. They have hyaluronic acid in them. They're super hydrating. This one is in the shade Ice. I have 3 other shades, but I recently bought more. So this is the one I'm gonna try today. It's just a really light nude pink, but it's basically clear. Oh my god, but they are so gorgeous. I'm obsessed with these glosses. And they smell so good. So shiny. I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed. Okay, cool. We're literally done. I'm just gonna spray some setting spray and call it a day. I'm gonna use that same L'Oreal one. And I'm gonna take my fan and my sponge and just press it in. I'm gonna take my clips out and fix this hair. And that's the look. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm living for it. So pretty. So yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know. And yeah, I'm gonna go eat some food now, so.